One thing that I can't bring myself to do is to make a YouTube video with a bunch of cuts and edit, even though that's how I make my TikTok videos, with a bunch of cuts. And I think that's why I thrive on TikTok, because I can just do it super quickly and then post it, and it's just not like that on YouTube. YouTube, you have to like have equipment. Well, you don't have to, obviously, but like, and obviously there's YouTube Shorts now, but like, I just really want to make a steady stream video that just plays, no cuts, no edits, no music. I just do not want to have to go back in and edit. I just want to like sit and talk and have a conversation, because, and that's the kind of content I want to make, stuff that's like accessible for me to make, because I spent a lot of my teenage years editing YouTube videos that of course didn't get me very far, but like TikTok obviously did. But I thrived on TikTok because it was so quick and it was so nice to be able to edit and not have to worry about how it was coming out. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like the downfall of YouTube, and what's scary about it is like the editing and this and that. And it's not that I want to just make YouTube videos the easiest way that I can, but as accessible to me as I can, because if I don't do it this way, then I won't do it at all. As y'all can see, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, which I despise. I didn't used to be like this, because I honestly don't like wearing makeup, but I don't like having hyperpigmentation. So we have a cycle going. And I told myself that I would stop picking at my skin, because that's what causes hyperpigmentation, or at least that's what makes it worse. But yeah. Anyway, as you can see, I'm in a different environment. I recently moved, as in yesterday. It's pretty crazy, because I still have to go back to my house today and get some other stuff, because I left some things. But it was one of the most stressful days of my life. Well, no, but like, I had refrained from telling my dad that I was moving, because I know how he is and I know how he'll react to it. So I just didn't tell him. In fact, I just kept it a secret. I just told my mom. And then finally I told my mom, I was like, "Ma, I'm going today, so you can like, just so you know." And then of course she told my dad. And he knocked on my door. And I'm 25, mind you. Well, I just turned 25. And he knocked on my door and he was like, "Can I talk to you?" And I was like, "Sure." But the way he said it was like, "We need to talk," even though he asked. And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What's happening?" Because me and my dad honestly don't really talk these days, as in like for the past year. We very like shallow conversation. Hi, how are you? Nothing more or nothing less. And when he's like, can we talk? I was like, "Yeah." So we go to the kitchen table and he's like, "Well, your mother tells me you're moving." I'm like, "Uh-huh." And I was like, this is the dreaded conversation I didn't want to have, but I guess we're having it. Okay. And his problem wasn't so much that I was moving. His problem was where I was moving, which is into my cousin's house. And I love my cousins so much. They're literally my best friends, and they're like sisters to me. And my one of my good friends lives here too. So it's the four of us. And he's like, "Well, I would have preferred you left this house when you were married, or, you know, with a house of your own." I'm like, "Boy, in this economy," and basically telling me not to move, but kept saying, "But you're old enough, you have your age." And I'm like, I hate it when he says that, because he doesn't really mean it. It's like an obligatory thing that he has to say, like acknowledging that I'm older, but he still wants to control what's happening with me. And I've let him do that for far too long, because I have tried to move several times in the past, like several times. And guess what deters me? My father. So that's why I don't let him know things, because he was also upset that I didn't tell him about this. He was like, "You never tell me anything anymore, and I didn't raise you like that." And I was like, "Yeah, you did. By constantly being an unpredictable and angry force. Every time I would come and talk to you, it would sometimes spite anger. I would get punished when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. A lot of the things that I did was wrong. And of course, he was not kind to me as a child. Not truly. And I would get physically punished. So, of course, I don't want to talk. And every time I let him know about my past plans to move, he shut me down, told me what a terrible decision I was making, and would legitimately make me cry. And I'm an adult at this point. But now I don't care. I'm done letting him control things. And you'd think at like 25, you'd be like, well, Joe, you should have left a long time ago. And he said that. He was like, well, and I told him all this. I was like, you honestly have made me so insecure about my decisions. You have not allowed me to grow. You have not allowed me to spread my wings. You have not allowed me to experience anything. You've been so sheltering, and I can't stay here. And every single opportunity that I've had to leave, you've shut me down. And he's like, well, you should have gone anyway. You're a grown adult. You shouldn't have to wait for my word. I'm like, are you serious? You have been so angry. And you have expressed nothing but, dissatisfaction. And obviously, I care about what you think. Clearly. It just sucks. And he was like, well, that shouldn't have stopped you. Making me the bad guy, making it my fault that I never went on those opportunities. And he's like, well, I shouldn't have given you advice if you were going to behave like this. And I'm like, well, it's not that you can't give me advice. It's just that the way that you do it, and also you imply that I shouldn't. It's not that you give me advice. You imply that I shouldn't make the decision that I'm making. It's not helpful. So that's why I don't talk to you. And I haven't talked to you in like a year, even though we live in the same house. And he kept saying, well, you're comfortable here, this and that. I love that I'm ranting to you guys. This is so fun. And I'm like, well, I'm really not comfortable. I can't do what I want to do. I can't listen to music that I want to listen to. I can't, just leave. Like, I can't do a lot of the things that I want to do. I truly can't. And keep in mind, I love my mom. And if it was just my mom, I would have stayed. Because I love her so much. And I don't know. Like, she's welcome here anytime. But, yeah, I couldn't. That whole conversation, he was pretty calm. But I kept reminding him, don't get back. Because I know how he is. But just imagine that. Yeah. I don't know how our conversation initially ended. It kind of ended kind of okay. I wanted him to understand my point. Like, I'm 25 years old. I'm not going to wait till I'm married to leave. I'm not going to wait till I own a house of my own. You're asking for like a decade more under your rule. Because my parents have things that they do. Like, they wake up every morning at 5 a.m. to pray for half an hour, and they want to include me in that, which is fine. But they have church 3 times a week, and I have to go, this and that. And it just feels all so obligatory, and I feel like I don't have choice. And it doesn't feel like my house. So I'm gone. I'm officially gone. And I really appreciated having a place while I was in college. I graduated college when I was 23. So I really appreciated having a place those years. But it's long overdue that I leave. So here I am. Yeah. I don't know I don't know how my dad feels. I know my mom's a bit sad because, again, we have a really good relationship. But I'm gonna go see her all the time, so it's not terrible. My sister moved out when she got married, so obviously people wanted me to follow in her footsteps. But she got lucky that way. Not me. I'm not waiting around for a ring or something. And I feel like that's a stupid idea too. I feel like if you're happy at home, you should stay, and no one should make you feel bad about it. If you're happy with your parents, you should stay, because a lot of cultures, you just live with your parents till you're married, and even when you're married, you go and live with your parents. That's perfectly fine. In America, I feel like it's very like, once you're 18, get out of the house, this and that. That's not great either. But if you truly want to, like, spread your wings and go someplace new, which is what I wanted to do, go someplace new, then do it. Because honestly, this is just 15 minutes from my house. And I originally wanted to move countries, and I had everything set. So I can understand how that can be jarring for my parents, but it's still something I wanted. And I think it's a mistake, or not a mistake, or a completely great thing that I should have been allowed to do. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? If you've moved out, how was that process for you? Were your parents really supportive? Were they helpful? Were they making you feel bad? My dad made me feel bad. Or did you do it like secretly, like kind of like me? I don't know. I don't even know how to describe how I did it. Like, for example, my cousin left from one day to the next. It's pretty crazy. And I didn't want that either. I didn't want to like have my parents wake up and me not be there. But I also didn't want to have a million discussions about it leading up. So I wanted to make the time frame really short. Yeah. I really like my hair today. Yeah. So I'm going over to my house now. I'm going to go pick up toiletry things, buy bathroom things, and some furniture and some food. There's actually a lot that I have to get. Might be 2 trips. Oh, I hope not. Yeah. It's gonna be good. I'm really excited for my life here. I'm really excited for this new chapter in my life. And yeah. I can't wait to see what I get up to here in my own house. Well, shared house, but still my own. Okay, I know this isn't very long, but again, like I said, I really just want to make a continuous stream of thought and just make videos where I don't have to edit and I don't have to add music and I don't have to do all this stuff. I think the background music is nice. I don't know if it's gonna get copyright, but I'm not monetized anyway on YouTube, so that's okay for now. Okay, ci amo, bye. Ci amo.